Hello, Crossroads families. In this video, I'll be walking you through how to navigate Infinite Campus to track your students' progress throughout the marking period. So if you log into Infinite Campus on the desktop, you should see a screen that looks like this. Using the drop-down menu in the top left-hand corner, we're going to navigate to the Grades section. This is where you'll want to spend most of your time when tracking your students' academic progress or their grades throughout the marking period. In the Grades tab, you should be able to select the quarter. It will default you to the quarter that we're in, as well as a list of all of the classes that your student is enrolled in, with a list of their in-progress score, which, as a reminder, needs to be converted using the conversion chart. In order to break down where this in-progress grade is coming from, you can actually click on the name of the class, which is a link, which will take you to the full page for that class's grades. If we scroll down to the quarter one marking period, you will see a listing of all of the different standards that your student has been assessed on thus far in the quarter. To determine your student's progress on each one of those standards, you can use the link to open the drop-down list. This will list all of the weighted and unweighted scores for that standard. Let's use the NGSS Engaging in Argument from Evidence as an example. We can see that this student currently has a raw score of 87.5, which we would convert using the conversion chart. If we drop it down, we can see what assignments are actually constituting that 87.5 average. So here we can see, looking at our unweighted grades, that 3 assignments have been completed for this standard: Is Air Matter, Science of Bowling, and Sponge Capsules Lab. We can see that this student has scored 2 3s and a 4 on the 3 assessments. To find out the 2 scores that are actually being calculated into the student's final grade, we would look here at the 2 weighted categories for this standard. We can see that in the 2 weighted categories, the student's 2 highest scores, a 4 and a 3, are currently reflected. These are the 2 scores that are being calculated in the final grade, resulting in the raw score of the 87.5 average. You can do the same for each standard that is listed in order to identify which standard your students are progressing well on and which standards perhaps they need to be focused on reassessing. Using the phone app is a just as effective and even more convenient option. Starting from the home screen, you'll use the same drop-down list in the top left-hand corner to open the Grades tab. You'll see a listing of every class that your student is enrolled in, as well as their in-progress score. Clicking the link for the class in question will open up the Grades tab for that specific class. Much like we saw in the desktop app, you will see every individual standard that your student has been assessed on that quarter listed out. You'll be able to use the drop-down option to open up the listing of all of the weighted and unweighted assignments that have been completed for that standard. Using this drop-down list, you'll be able to identify the score that your student has earned on each assignment and the top 2 highest scores they've earned on that standard up to that point.